You please drop the questions on the...
Hello, olá, bom dia. Meu nome é Laís Vitório, sou repórter pelo Jornalistas Livres. E nós estamos aqui hoje com 3 convidados especiais, com o Mohamed Kirkulak, da Libéria, que é presidente da Youth Alliance for Leadership and Development in Africa. Isso quer dizer a Aliança pela Liderança e Desenvolvimento da África, e também membro do Global Youth Parliament, o Parlamento da Juventude Global. Nós temos também Kindonga Kefan, que participa do Youth in Action Program, Jovens, Programa de Ação da Juventude. Ele é do Camarão, de Camarões, na África também. E ele também é membro, deputado, do Global Youth Parliament. Nós também temos o Baba, que é de Gambia, e é o CEO do Balance Career Gambia, que é uma outra associação da juventude, e ele também é membro do Global Youth Parliament e também do Future Team. Bom, nós vamos fazer assim hoje. Eu vou falar em português e traduzir em inglês. Então, a primeira parte eu vou pedir a eles que falem sobre si mesmos. E uma outra questão importante é que nós estamos fazendo esse livro como parte do programa do World Social Summit, o Fórum Mundial Social, que esse ano está acontecendo online. Então, é assim que nós vamos começar. Nós vamos começar com o Mohamed. Eu vou primeiro perguntar sobre ele mesmo, sobre o país, depois sobre a organização e como que eles podem colaborar juntos pela questão da paz. Porque todos eles trabalham com a questão do desenvolvimento da paz em seus países. Okay, so Mohamed, can you introduce yourself a little bit? So how old are you? How did you start participating in your organization? Yeah, that's it. Can you start, please?
Yeah, so thank you very much, Lance. Are you hearing me, please? Let me confirm again.
Yes.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Mohamed Kekula is my name, and I'm from Liberia, and I'm the president of Yalda Liberia. Basically, we work with building the capacity of young people in leadership across universities in Africa and in the diaspora. But then my country, Liberia, came from a war, 2003, which we fought a 14-year civil war, which actually led to a lot of young people getting involved in violence and learning about how to fight, doing the unnormal thing, right? So because of that situation, many of the youth got involved into so many things that brought violence in communities, political violence, social, tribal ethnicity, and several other things. But then I choose to be involved with building peace in Liberia because young people have a lot of things to do as it relates to developing the nation. So I've been working with youth organizations as Global Youth Parliament Country Coordinator. I've been working as the country
Mohamed,
Global
can you
Ambassador.
stop a little bit? It's just that I need to translate. So it's a lot of
Okay.
things now.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Então,
Okay.
gente, Mohamed, como eu já disse, ele é presidente da Aliança por Desenvolvimento e Liderança na África. Ele explicou que essa organização tem uma ação nas universidades, nas escolas, nas comunidades, em relação ao desenvolvimento dos jovens, e ele disse que ele começou a lidar com essa questão do desenvolvimento dos jovens e do desenvolvimento da paz em 2003, porque no país dele teve uma guerra civil. Mohammed, can you explain a little bit about the civil war that happened in our country?
Oh, yes, please. Actually, the civil war started as an issue because of the political difference among all of the leaders we had at the time, disagreement in the political space, and for the fighting of power, and as well ethnicity, right? So, because of disagreement among the leaders at the time, led to them fighting to overthrow the government of Samuel Kando so that they can take over the leadership. So the civil war came to being as a result of power greed, ethnicity as well, and the abuse of political leadership. Yes, so that's what led to the civil war in Liberia.
Okay, can you explain a little bit about... Ok, antes disso, deixa eu traduzir. Desculpa, gente. Então, a questão é a seguinte, a guerra no país dele, na Libéria, começou graças a conflitos étnicos e pela questão da luta do poder. Ele não explicou muito bem quais são as etnias e como que isso se desenvolveu, que é o que eu vou perguntar agora. And Comrade Israel, welcome. Gente, esse é o camarada Israel, que ele participa também do Parlamento Global da Juventude e está aqui conosco para participar e também conversar a respeito da atuação dele, da atuação da organização dele na questão da construção da paz em sociedades em conflito. So, Mohammed, can you explain which ethnicities were fighting in your country during the Civil War?
Okay. Yes, please. When I talk about ethnicity, I'm talking about marginalization or discrimination against a particular tribe. So that because at the time we had one leadership from a particular region in the country, and because of marginalization in the political space of other tribes and other ethnic groups, that also led to the uprising of the civil war, which of course it was not balanced in the political leadership by then because of marginalization and discrimination of a particular tribe to the others.
So this sounds not really good. I can listen to you very well, but I'll try to translate. Então, gente, o que eu entendi, porque o áudio do Mohamed não está muito bom, é que foi uma questão da marginalização de certos grupos étnicos que causaram a guerra. Agora eu vou perguntar para ele sobre a questão de como eles conseguiram construir a paz depois desse conflito. e como que eles estão construindo até hoje, porque como essa guerra acabou em 2003, ainda é muito recente. Mohammed, so what I want to ask you now is how did you build peace after this war, after the civil war? It's quite recent. So I want to know if you are still building it and how. But mainly, how did you build peace after the conflict? How did you conquer peace even on the conflict? That's it. That's my question.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So I would say that we are not actually securing peace in Liberia, but we are working to sustain peace in Liberia because over the 14 years since we came from the Civil War 2003, we were able to recover due to the intervention of international organizations such as the United Nations and several other regional bodies. So we were able to recover due to the intervention of those people and some other statements in the society. But then we also, as citizens, saw the need to rebuild our country. And if we must rebuild our country, there is need to be peaceful. And we are the people that fought the war, and we can also decide to remain peaceful if we want to develop our country. So we decided to come together and then secure the peace we have. But right now, we're working to sustain the peace we are enjoying for the past 14 years after the Civil War. We do this because, but several dialogues, several programs, several forums created across the country to bring young people together and people who are disenchanted, people who are frustrated because of the Civil War, bring them together and tell them that all of the things that happened has already gone and we can now build our nation if we come together and work in a very peaceful manner. That's how we've been working, and it's been materializing, and I'm sure we're going to sustain the peace we are enjoying.
I'm not sure if I understood totally, so I'll translate what I understood. And then I'll ask you because your audio is not really good, so I can understand properly. Ok. Gente, então o que ele disse é que a paz, eles conseguiram conquistar a paz a partir de diversos organismos internacionais que atuaram no país dele, mas que para manter a paz, essa é uma questão que eles trabalham no dia a dia. E para trabalhar com isso no dia a dia, eles trabalham principalmente com os jovens para evitar conflitos futuros. E, gente, eu sinto muito, mas são vários países da África e a internet não é muito boa, nem aqui no Brasil, então a internet simplesmente é um problema. So, Mohammed, what I understood is that the peace was achieved thanks to international organizations in our country, and that now your focus is mainly on young people and youth. So in the future, there won't be any new conflict. That's hello. Hello, Mohammed. Okay, so while his internet is reconnecting, we'll go to Mohammed. Are you there? Okay, so we'll try with Kingdom.
Yes, please, I'm here.
From Cameroon. Okay, so Mohammed, we will go back to you in some minutes, okay?
Okay.
Thanks. Can you mute your microphone for some minutes? Thank you. So, Kingdom. So in first place, I want to know about you, about how did you start fighting for peace in your country? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Come again, please.
Okay, so I want to know more about you, about yourself. How did you start working with peace building, and how is that working for Cameroon? Because I know that in Cameroon you have a lot of violence during elections. So how is this peace building working for you? 1 minute, I will need to translate this. Então, Kingdom, ele é de Camarões. E eu perguntei a ele como que ele começou a trabalhar com a construção da paz no país. E também sobre a questão das eleições, porque em Camarões as eleições costumam ser muito agressivas, muito violentas. Então, eu queria saber mais a respeito desse processo de construção da paz. Okay, Kingdom, and can you answer the question that I did to you before?
Okay. If I got your question well, Kingdom Kingsley Kafine is a youth leader. I've been a youth leader in Cameroon since 2003 when I started volunteering with YOP. That is an organization that had to empower youths to train youths as peer educators. And after that, after my secondary and university educations, I decided to go into leadership fully. And after returning from Bangkok, I opened the Youth in Action Program Cameroon, which was an NGO that was aimed at supporting the less privileged in our country, especially the handicaps, and asking about peace building. If you've been following up on social media and some other networks, you've noticed that Cameroon has been under civil war for over 4 years now. And a little bit about Cameroon. Cameroon was a colony of the French and the British, which means that Cameroon has a bilingual nature, that is French and English. And being the way things are, the French population supersedes the English. Cameroon, we have the English, that's the English southern part of Cameroon made up of the Northwest and the Southwest. And we have the 8 other regions that are made up of Francophones. The inside the Civil War started when the Anglophones realized that they were being marginalized and they wanted to go back to the old system of federation, and the French government up till now have not given into their plea, and they decided to use the what they call the hard way, and the only way this led to civil unrest that it has been going on for over 4
Kingdom,
years.
I have to interrupt you a little bit so I can translate. Is that okay?
Pardon?
I need to interrupt you so I can translate.
Okay, that's fine.
Então, ele começou trabalhando com essa questão da construção da paz em 2003. Ele explicou que Camarões foi uma colônia dos franceses e dos ingleses e que por causa dessa divisão, quando eles tentaram unir o país, eles ainda têm problemas em relação à parte dos franceses e a parte dos ingleses. Eles não conseguiram até agora encontrar a paz. So, Kingdom, you were saying something about French, about the French part of your country?
Yes.
Okay, can you continue? What were you saying about the French part of your country? And
Okay,
for what I understood, there is a conflict between the French part of your country and the English part of your country. Is that correct?
exactly.
Okay, so can you tell me more that you were explaining about the French part of your
Okay,
country and the conflict?
like you had the head of state some months ago in France. He said they had struggled to assimilate the English part of Cameroon into the French system, but it wasn't possible. And those are one of the reasons why we had the infighting, because the southern part of Cameroon, which is the English part, we have a complete English system of education and the English law, which we follow. But the French Cameroon have, within the period of time, wanted to change our educational system and even our law system for us to follow the French system, which to us was completely not possible. And after the national dialogue that was even called up by the head of state to see how we could address this situation, it has still not been possible because the English part of Cameroon, they are emphasizing on the federal system, which means the federal system, the locals will have to manage their resources and then they give an account to the central government. But within the hands of time, that has not been the situation because the French government, which is La République as we call it, is completely managing even the resources of the Anglophone, and the Anglophones feel completely marginalized. That is why we've been having the infighting up till now. And talking about peace building, uh, the Youth Council have been involved in preaching peace because we realize that most of the tension is being caused and is being targeted through social media. A lot of false informations and propagandas have been sent on social media that create more tension and is worsening situations rather than fixing it up. So we have been working on hate speech, false information, and we are also working on peace building. That is, we train peer educators who go down to the field, right to the hinterlands, and talk to youth, and also talk to youth leaders who in turn talk to their other peers for the necessity of peace. And we also make them understand that war is not the solution. There can be a responsible dialogue that we can put in place, all partners and parties involved, and we try to see how we can sit down and sort out the situation once and for all.
Okay, thank you. So I'll translate right now.
Yeah.
Então, como vocês perceberam, ele falou bastante. E em relação ao conflito entre os franceses e os ingleses, entre a parte francesa do país e a parte inglesa, acontece que o sistema nacional, o sistema legal, o sistema educacional foi criado a partir do sistema britânico, porém a parte francesa gostaria que a parte inglesa tivesse um modelo legal e um modelo educacional francês. E como a parte inglesa do país é a parte dominante, e, portanto, os sistemas legais, os sistemas educacionais são baseados no sistema inglês, isso não foi possível e causou uma guerra entre a parte francesa do país e a parte inglesa. Porque o que os franceses queriam assimilar a parte inglesa e a parte inglesa queria assimilar a parte francesa. E Então, ele também disse que a maior parte dessa tensão atual, está sendo causada a partir da mídia social. Então, eles estão tentando lidar com essa questão da mídia social, procurando o que a gente chama no Brasil de fake news, e lidar com essa questão de fake news, e também espalhar notícias que são verdadeiras. Uma segunda coisa que eles estão fazendo para lidar com essa questão da paz é treinar professores que falem com estudantes a partir do país inteiro, de uma forma que eles tentem integrar essa parte do país que fala inglês e essa parte do país que fala francês. E assim, a solução parte da solução para eles é um diálogo responsável, é o que ele chama de diálogo responsável. Okay, thank you, Kingdom. So now, Mohammed no, Baba, are you there, Baba?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, so Baba,
Mm-hmm.
can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about the
Mm-hmm.
conflicts that happen in our country?
All right, thank you very much, Bliss. My name is Baba Sise. I'm from the Gambia. I am the CEO of one of the very vibrant organizations, youth organization. We call it a community-based organization in the Gambia, and you know, also the country coordinator for GYP, Global Youth Parliament. And the balance stand for education and innovation, but mainly we also work with the media, especially the national TV. Yeah, so basically that is me. I studied ACCA and also currently a third year at the University of the Gambia studying public admin. And of course, it's a pleasure being here to talk about peace. Peace is and conflicts. And then, of course, there was some conflicts in our country in the past, especially in 1981. There was a coup d'etat that claimed the life of so many people in our country in 1981. So we call it the Kukai Sambasayan coup d'etat. This was a time when there was the Fourth Republic. The president, the late president Sadauda Keraba Jawala, who is our first president after our independence in 1965. Then in 1981, there was a coup d'etat that was attempted. And this guy with some rebels. So this was a serious case in our country because, you know, it comes at a time even the rebels were violating the rules of international warfare, like whereby they will wear Red Cross clothing or Red Cross cars, and they will be pretending like they're Red Cross. So they were just running around and killing so many people. You know, so that was our Gambia. But the other one too, that could have been one of the most serious civil unrest, supposed to be the 2016 election. But thank God that the economic soldiers came to our support, and then they were able to negotiate and make sure that they removed the former President Yahya Jammeh, who was a dictator. Now, after the election, he lost the election by 18,000 votes, but he accepted the election, but later on, he denies the elections occurs. But like I said,
Okay,
could have been
Baba, I
you
need
want to
to
translate?
translate.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, please.
Então, ele explicou que o Baba, ele é da Gâmbia. Ele é o CEO de uma organização que também trata sobre a questão da organização, da educação e da mídia. Eles, por exemplo, trabalham na TV Nacional de Gâmbia com projetos e programas que falem a respeito, pelo que eu entendi, da paz. E eles a respeito das guerras civis que aconteceram ele disse que uma das piores foi em 1981, quando você teve um golpe de Estado e um presidente forçado, forced president, e por causa disso, durante anos, eles não tiveram eleições justas, e nessa eleição, na década de 80, você teve uma guerra, foi criada uma guerra civil por causa desse golpe de Estado. So, Baba, can you explain a little bit about this state coup? Because you said, I didn't understand very well. You said that there were that there was a state coup in 1981, right? And then in 1981, the Civil War started. Hello,
You
Baba.
want to get my
Hello.
is it the internet?
Hello, Baba.
Mike, but I don't know what happened. Can you touch this here? Mike, hold on. I think my
Baba, you need to
phone
turn
is
on your
stiff.
mic.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Are you getting me now?
No,
Are you
now
getting
it's
me?
working.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. The problem is I was trying to put my mic on and then it totally refused to come on. Okay, can I continue? You asked a question about the 1981 coup.
Yes.
Am I right? Okay. Yeah, in 1981 there was this guy who was working with the government. That was the first republic. That was the first republic, and then the president went to attend went to attend an event in the United Kingdom with the Royal Highness, and then unfortunately when he left, there was a planned coup by some of the military officers. Some of the military officers planned a coup, and then when they planned this coup, the problem was they were able to get the armory. They were able to get the key of the armory. By then, we don't have military officers. We have gendarmes. We call them gendarmes. Gendarmes were these people that were trained by the French. So we were not having full military, but the sites that was having the armory, these people were able to have access to it. So they got some of the armory and give it to civilians plus some military officers who joined them. And then, civilians who don't know how to handle guns, so they just went in town when when the military came in to stop them. So they went in town and they start firing everywhere and killing so many people in the capital and in other area. But then the Senegalese soldiers also came in. They invaded, trying to stop the coup d'etat. So that really helped us a lot. That really helped us a lot. That was after the approval from the international community, because after then the Royal Highness even made a call, because the president by then was invited by the Royal Highness to attend a ceremony there. So but nonetheless, the Britain, the America, and other nations, they joined hands together to approve for Senegal to invade and stop the coup. So when the Senegalese soldiers invaded, and they happened to stop the coup, that really helps. It really helped. But let me tell you one thing. It was
Baba,
one of it was.
Can you? I need to translate. Can you stop a little bit, and
Ah,
then
okay. Go ahead, please.
I'll pass the word to you again.
Okay, go
Is
ahead,
that
please.
okay?
Yeah, that's go ahead.
Ok, thanks. Então, ele explicou, bom, bastante coisa. Eu vou tentar resumir. Bom, em 1981, o presidente eleito estava em um evento no Reino Unido, e parte da delegação dele tentou e realizou um golpe de Estado, e assim o presidente não conseguiu voltar para o seu país, voltar para a Gâmbia. por causa desse golpe de Estado que foi feito após um evento no Reino Unido. Okay, so Baba, there was this event on the United Kingdom, right?
Yes. Yeah, sure. There was an event.
In this event in the United Kingdom, there was the state coup. And
yes. There was.
I didn't get is that after the state coup, there was a war in your country because of the state coup, right?
Yeah, sure. There was a civil war.
There was a civil war among whom?
Yes, there was a civil war, and dozens of people died during the war.
Okay, so there was a civil war because this president took a state coup.
Yeah, because the president traveled to United Kingdom to attend a royal ceremony, and then unfortunately the soldiers, some of the soldiers, and some of the civilians, they planned a coup by even getting the armory, like where the guns are. You know, they got hold of that key, and then they started firing. They started firing and killing. No. Then the president was in United Kingdom. The president did not come. He was then in United Kingdom.
Okay, and this civil war, it was among who?
It was among rebels. We call them rebels. They are Gambians, but they are rebels. And some of the military officers also supported them, joined them to do the coup.
Então, você tinha uma parte da população que apoiava o presidente, uma parte da população que era contra. Essa parte da população que era contra o presidente eleito democraticamente, o Baba diz que eram chamados de Gambia Rebels, rebeldes de Gâmbia, que era um grupo armado específico. Okay, Baba, and how did you achieve peace in your country?
Yes, so that's what I was trying to explain. Like later on, the United Kingdom and the international community through the UN system, they've made a call for Senegalese soldiers, for Senegalese soldiers to invade and support the Gambian gendarmerie to fight against this rebel. So the Senegalese were very equipped. They came into the country and they stopped the rebels, and they caught almost all of them, and they killed some of them. So that was the time their leader, they call him the late Kukai Samba Sanyan, is the leader of the rebels. He ran away through Mali. So he went to stay in Mali. And when he ran away, that's the time all his followers, all the rebels, surrender. In our country, you cannot hide because it's not that big. So, and the three corners are surrounded by water, the Atlantic Ocean. So you cannot hide. You cannot hide in our country. So that is where the problem is. They couldn't hide, and then all of them were caught, and then they were jailed. So that is how that coup d'etat was stopped when the Senegalese soldiers invaded, and with the help of some British spies and British and American spies who came into to make sure that they were in control.
In how many years?
This is how.
In how many years did this war stop?
No, this hasn't got into even a year. It was in 1981, and
yes.
In 1981 it was just less than few months, and everything was back to normal. Then the president came back to the country safely.
Então, com a ajuda de organismos internacionais, como a ONU, os soldados senegaleses foram chamados para lutar contra esses rebeldes de Gâmbia, como eles chamaram. E em alguns meses eles conseguiram. Ele não explicou muito bem se eles mataram esses rebeldes, mas eu acho que de certa forma ficou claro que sim. que esses rebeldes eles foram mortos pelos soldados dos senegaleses ou presos, uma parte deles presos. O líder deles fugiu para Mali e ele também explicou que não é possível no país dele, em Gambia, se esconder porque é um país que está cercado por água, apesar de não ser uma ilha, uma parte dele, uma grande parte dele está no litoral. Então, essa guerra que começou em 1981 terminou em poucos meses depois, e foi isso, em poucos meses depois, a situação voltou ao normal e o presidente, que tinha sido eleito democraticamente, voltou ao poder. Okay, so now let's talk with Comrade Israel Amadi Emina Jr. Agora nós vamos conversar com o camarada Israel Amadi Emina Jr., que é deputado no Global Youth Parliament, no Parlamento da Juventude Global. Okay, so Comrade, the questions are the same for you as they were for the other ones. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you start fighting for peace and peace building in your country?
Yes, good day, everyone. Like you just introduced me, I'm Comrade Israel Amadi Emina from Nigeria. I am the executive director of the Elite Consolidated Forum for Good Governance in the country, which in Nigeria also. And I'm also the deputy country coordinator of Global Youth Parliament. It's good to be here today. Initially, been having some issues with network, but thank God I'm back. Basically, in Nigeria, we're having some issues with this ethnic crisis and also for Boko Haram in the northern part of the country, and also the ethnic crisis in the southern part of Nigeria also. And we also having the issue of the herdsmen agitation in the country also, the Fulani herdsmen. And in Nigeria, we've been trying to see how we can work with the security outfits in order to make sure we bring a strong bridge between the people and the government. Because in Nigeria, we have been having so much unrest, especially from the northern part of the country. But we've been trying our best to do a little bit of sensitization, especially for our youths over there in the north. Because you see, one thing is, I believe, especially for the Boko Haram unrest in the northern part of the country, we've been having this issue of not being able to identify who these people are actually from the north, because they are one of us, they live with us, they are like youths around. So, but when we have this issue of we're not giving proper sensitization, proper orientation on how to move in the country, we'll start having issues of crisis, having issues of these killings and one and so forth, you know. So we've been able to meet with the government to see how we can even have this community policing, where we can have our people who will be incorporated into the security outfit in order to ensure we have a proper security in the northern part of the country. So we've been having this frequent sensitization, we're having going round and round different states, different communities, in order to make sure we enlighten the people, electing government on the need to really enforce community policing on the part of the northern part of Nigeria, And although we've been having these challenges, we're having some challenges, but we've been trying our best to make sure we 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 push further, we push harder, and also to make sure we do our best also to assist the government, because we cannot just rely on government to solve everything for us. Also assist the government in making sure we bring this issue of unrest to an end in the country. Hope I'm not too fast, please, in case you want to translate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll translate right now. Okay, so but before there is, I have one question for you. So on the north, you have all these questions of Boclaran that are well known, and on the south, you have these ethical questions, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We'll be having these ethnic issues in the southern part of the country. Then we're in the north, we're having these issues of Boko Haram insurgency in that part.
Yes, but and in the south, these ethic questions they are around some people who wanted to split from your country, right? Create another one. Is that correct?
Please, I didn't get you. Sorry. You said?
So can you tell us a little bit more about these ethical questions on the south?
Yes, the ethnic crisis from the south. Apparently, is coming from it's like a communal issue where we're having how will I call it now? There's a little bit of this communal crisis where you have different how will I call it, different states, different communities, not in good terms with each other. They don't flow in the same vein. By so doing, we start having community crisis. We start having this issue of the Fulani herdsmen uh, the Fulani herdsmen, from the cattle rearers. You know, they are in the bushes, and they've not been able to mix up with the other persons from that same communities and areas. So we are having this issue of trust. We're having this issue of how to really mix up together. That's why when I said ethnic crisis from the south, it's not just what is happening daily, but it comes once in a while because of the disagreement between one community or one state borders with another community border. So we have been having this issue of little communal crisis where we say, okay, I am from this clan, and this communities from this clan, and we have these different beliefs. The other one has these different beliefs, and they come together to, they don't agree. They come, they don't agree, they have these issues of disagreement. And then we have this issue of the Fulani herdsmen who are in the bushes of this in these communities also. And we when they come out, they have these issues of they don't flow with the community, the people in the community at all. They don't flow with them. So in that process, we have issues, we have disagreements, we have issues, and by so doing, it goes on, and it results to so many killings and so many mishaps in the country.
Ok, so I'll try to relate right now. Então, ele estava explicando sobre a questão do Sul, porque essa questão do Boko Haram já é bem conhecida. O Boko Haram, ele é um grupo terrorista do norte da Nigéria. E, então, enquanto no norte da Nigéria você tem o Boko Haram, no sul da Nigéria você tem conflitos étnicos, que ele diz que eclodem de tempos em tempos. E, bom, ele disse que é uma questão basicamente de confiança, de discordância entre as comunidades, porque essas diferentes comunidades elas têm crenças, diferenças, e ao mesmo tempo é uma região com muita mata, então essa mata divide um pouco as comunidades. Você tem uma distância geográfica, digamos assim, de uma comunidade a outra, e essas diferentes comunidades, elas ainda não conseguem conviver bem em paz. E com relação ao Boko Haram no norte, ele explicou que tem um instrumento chamado Community Policy, que é uma segurança feita pela própria comunidade. Eles, na organização deles, eles vão para diferentes partes da Nigéria, e em cada parte da Nigéria eles enfrentam desafios diferentes, e o objetivo Comrade, can you turn off really fast your mic, and then I'll tell you when to turn on again, please?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Então, eles tentam trazer essa sensibilização para os jovens do norte, para que os jovens do norte eles comecem a trabalhar com essa questão da segurança, mas também que eles entendam que eles não podem se juntar a comunidades terroristas como o Boko Haram, porque dessa forma eles estarão prejudicando o próprio país, ao invés de ajudar que o objetivo, o que eles dizem que é o objetivo do Boko Haram. Right? Comrade, can you tell us a little bit more about Boko Haram?
Yes. Boko Haram in the north is not a part of the country, like I said before. Actually, started as just as an agitation, against the Western, how would I call it, Western civilization in the country. It started like as if it was just from the mosque where you were in the year, let's say in 2013, 2014, where we just have this agitation against the Western civilization, and it just came up from this agitation. From agitation, it became a serious unrest in the country, where brothers started killing brothers. You see, in the northern part of the country, you don't have peace of mind. You don't know who to identify as an insurgent. Before the military came into full action in the northern part, there were these killings. Even up to date, you cannot really identify who is really a member of the Boko Haram or who is not a member, because everybody belongs. They live in the same place. They eat together. They go to the mosques together, and you cannot really identify who is really a Boko Haram from the northern part. So we find it difficult. That's why this issue of sensitizing the government into bringing community policing, so that you'll be able to trace, they'll be able to follow, and they'll be able to capture these persons. Because the military might not be able to identify most of this Boko Haram, except they come out to fight. That is when they'll be able to identify them. But they will be able to identify them if you just say, okay, let's go and search for them wherever they are, or let's go to their hiding places. You may not be able to get them, but the community policing, which like a vigilante, will be able to know where their hiding places really are. That is where we are having problems or finding problems with combating the Boko Haram crisis in the northern part of Nigeria. But actually, the issue of security unrest, which is globally known as terrorism, is not an easy task in fighting all over the world. But in Nigeria, we're having this issue because they live with us, they stay with us, we don't know them actually, and they are young persons, they are young youths, they are young people living with us in the society, and in locating them will be very, very, very difficult.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you.
I can translate now.
I can translate now.
Ok, então ele estava explicando sobre o Boko Haram no
Então,
norte.
ele estava explicando sobre o Boko Haram no norte.
Comrade, can you try to turn off again?
Comrade, can you try to turn off again?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Ok, então o Boko Haram é um grupo terrorista do norte da Nigéria que se diz contra a civilização ocidental, é um grupo islâmico, já é algo bem conhecido, né, que atua desde 2013, tem toda aquela questão com o sequestro das meninas, mas o que ele falou aqui foi, e que é interessante, foi a respeito do que eles não conseguem identificar quem são os participantes do Boko Haram, porque normalmente eles são jovens, e que eles são jovens e que participam da vida na comunidade, e eles têm essa dificuldade para identificar quem faz parte do Boko Haram até que os atos terroristas ocorram. E, bom, é por isso que ele disse que é importante fazer essa community policy, em que os próprios membros da comunidade mostram para os militares quem faz parte desse grupo terrorista. Agora, uma questão que eu fiquei na mente com relação a isso é se isso realmente funciona, não? Uma comunidade que uma pessoa que não gosta do vizinho e pode simplesmente falar, esse meu vizinho não faz parte do Boko Haram. Será que isso não é, de certa forma, uma caça às bruxas? Comrade, so I have a question for you. This community policy, it doesn't bring like a witch hunt, because you have people, right? For example, this guy is my neighbor and I don't like him. Can I say to the militaries that he's part of the Boko Haram?
Yes. The issue of this community policing initially is not to witch hunt anybody. We are not advising for that. Although most persons might be biased, I might not speak for everybody. But the issue of community policing is to really, when you have a serious hideout for these bandits, the military or the military personnel might not be able to locate because they don't live in that state, they don't live in that community, they don't stay there. They just come there, they are deployed for the security purposes in that particular area in the country, and they might not be able to really get to the nooks and crannies of the hideouts of those bandits. The only way they can stay, maybe they stay on the highways, they stay at mangrove blocks, at the express roads, and other major parts of the state or major part of that community. But the community policing, the guys who are going to be co-opted and attached to these military personnel, are going to be persons with trust. The community will put their trust on them. They will have to follow They will have to work directly with the military. They will have to be submissive. Uh, their arms will be their arms will be a little bit limited. They will not have full access to sophisticated weapons like the military personnel. They will also there are also persons who are trusted, like I said, in the community, so that they will be able to get, because they might not be able to know fully also who and who. Okay, they just go to your house and say this person no. What they should do is they'll all know the hideouts of these criminals. They will know where to get them, because if you just rely on just the military personnel or the security outfits to say, okay, let's go and get them, they won't know where to get them. But this community policing will help us to capture these bandits in their hideouts, because we are aware that where they stay, they stay among, they don't go far. They stay among the persons there, so it is very difficult for you to even just clamp on them. What you need to do is to investigate and to do thorough planning, thorough work in order to get those bandits and to capture them. That is what I mean. We don't want to witch anybody. No, we don't want to be biased. But the only way that we can clamp on these bandits is to attach the community personnel, some community personnel who are also going to be co-opted into the security outfits, such as co-opted, inaugurating them as community policing, so that they will able us to check the bushes, check the nooks and crannies of these criminals. Thank you.
Ok, então, gente, o que ele estava explicando a respeito da questão que eu fiz antes, a questão que eu fiz foi se isso não se trata de uma caça às bruxas, como, por exemplo, o meu vizinho, eu não gosto do meu vizinho, eu vou denunciá-lo para os militares. E ele disse que não, porque é uma polícia da comunidade. Então, você tem pessoas pessoas que vivem lá há muitos anos nessas comunidades e que conhecem todo mundo e, e, e que por isso conseguem identificar essas células terroristas. Porque as pessoas das células terroristas do Boko Haram, eles não ficam muito longe da cidade. E eles não ficam muito longe das comunidades e eles tentam se integrar nas comunidades. E quando eles tentam se integrar nas comunidades, essa polícia da comunidade já fica atenta para descobrir se essas pessoas são terroristas ou não, se elas são parte do Boko Haram ou não. Okay, so I think I explained it. So how is this sensibilization work? I mean, you go there, you have these young people, and you're trying to convince these young people that participating of a terrorist organization is not a good thing. And how does that work?
Yes, like you asked, how does it work? It's not an easy thing. It's a very difficult task, because personally assessing that area, even it's a very tough task for us. It's a very tough task for us, because you are even scared of not being lynched by them or lynched by anybody. Secondly, the best way we always use is we go through these community leaders, the traditional rulers. We go under that platform or under the umbrella. We have to call for like a sensitization program where they will come around and we'll discuss with them, we'll advise them, we'll also teach them, because majorly those persons, they are not really aware of what they are doing. That is just the truth. They just call them and say, we have something for you. We want you to come and do this. We want you to come and do that. And at the end of the day, they fall into this problem. So when you enlighten them, when you orientate them to tell them that this thing, if you are being called upon to do this thing, you have to be very, very careful. You watch, and when you see that they are going to train you as a militant, you say no. Then also we also bring out some programs in order to teach them. We also introduce some programs in the community there, where we also show them that there's life after so many things. There's a big life ahead of you as a youth. You are the future leader of today. You are the future leader of tomorrow. The future of Nigeria as a country is relying on you to really build fast and to build well. And we'll bring out some issues, and also we also write and seek for government assistance in order to help us in this sensitization. Because when we also bring in some programs, like we'll bring in some programs in order to help them get jobs, to help them get some empowerment, where this youth restiveness will not really be into them, to put them into different empowerment, into different programs where they will learn, where they have to indulge themselves, where they have to engage themselves positively, and they have to really bring their mind into producing, or bring their mind into development. This issue of insurgency will not come into their mind. That is the basic truth. So we always try and bring in most of this sensitization, and we always mediate between them and the government to ensure that they have certain amenities to their in their beck and call, and to make sure we'll be able to move them into the next phase in life. Because when you just go there and tell them that this is not good and that is not good, and somebody comes again and say, take this amount of money, join us for this program, or want you to do this, want you to do that, the person will just say, this is money. I have to take care of my family, I have to take care of my home, I have to take care of my kids. Let me do this, let me do that. That is why when we go there to sensitize them, we also try and speak with the government, speak with some NGOs to bring in some empowerment programs, create jobs opportunities for these youths, because they are very, very vibrant. They are vibrant, they're intelligent, and they are young. So we meet with government. They bring in some empowerments, and we have to give it to them evenly in order for them to keep their mind moving and stay off the restiveness. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll try to translate everything. Então, ele explicou que eu perguntei sobre a questão da sensibilização, o que é isso exatamente, e como eles lidam com esses jovens, porque o que ele explicou é que o Boko Haram, a maioria do Boko Haram é feita de jovens, e que esses jovens, eles não têm consciência do que eles estão fazendo. É uma pessoa que vai lá e dá um dinheiro para eles e fala para fazer uma certa atividade, eles vão participando dessa atividade, eles nem têm consciência de que eles estão participando de uma célula terrorista. Então, e depois que eles entram, eles têm todo um programa militante, né? Quando eles entram nessas células terroristas, do Boko Haram. Então, com isso, o objetivo deles como ONG, não apenas descobrir quem são esses jovens, quem os jovens estão participando do Boko Haram, mas discutir com ele e criar programas que mostrem que existe vida além do grupo, além do Boko Haram, porque eles passam por esse processo de ideologia E eles não passam a acreditar eles passam a acreditar que não há mais nada na vida além do Boko Haram. Então, ele disse que esses jovens são muito apaixonados, e que eles têm muita energia e que eles precisam acreditar que eles são o futuro da Nigéria e que o futuro da Nigéria não é o Boko Haram. Então, ele disse que eles fazem programas para mostrar que existe vida além desse grupo, que o futuro do país depende deles, que esses programas que eles fazem são programas de desenvolvimento de projetos. Então, eles pegam esses jovens que estavam trabalhando em células terroristas para desenvolver seus próprios projetos sociais e mostrar como eles conseguem mudar a comunidade, como eles conseguem mudar a própria vida a partir desses projetos, e que eles não precisam do Boko Haram para ajudar o próprio país. Então, o projeto deles, a meta deles é ter certeza de que esses jovens consigam sair dessa vida relacionada ao Boko Haram. E outra coisa que eles fazem também é falar com o governo para criar possibilidades de emprego específico para esses jovens que participavam das células terroristas. So, this has been a really interesting talk. And right now, I know that we had 4 participants, and right now we have only 2. But okay, let me check if there is someone else trying to do. Yes. Okay, that's better now. Hello, Kingdom. Welcome back. So now we are only missing Muhammad. But okay, so I believe you have always spoken about all the questions that I had to address. And my goal right now is to know if listening to each other, do you believe that it's possible to collaborate with each other? Because one of the goals of the World Social Forum, it's also not to dive in itself, but it is to create those of actions. So I'd like to know what did you learn with each other here, and how do you think you can collaborate with each other? Okay, so I'll open the call to whoever wants to talk right now, Comrade, Kingdom, Baba, and I'll be writing whatever you guys say. So anyone?
Hello?
Hello, Kingdom.
Yeah, you asked a question. I didn't get your question well.
Okay, so I want to know if you can all collaborate with each other. How do you think you can collaborate with each other?
First and foremost, collaborating with each other, we need to come up with an action plan.
Yes.
We come up with an action plan. From there, we can see where each and every one of us can fit. We can do exchange programs relating to peace and national cohesion. And a conference or a platform where each and every one of us can share our experience as to the ills of a civil war, because I believe each and every one of us have gone through an arena of social unrest in our countries. We try to see how we can also collaborate with our own home governments in promoting peace and living together, because most of the conflicts that we have witnessed in our various countries is because we don't want to accept the differences and respect each other's origin or background per se. So if we can come up with an action plan and projects that have to work hard on portraying respect for each and everyone's opinion, and also on projects on peace building, that is going to be a way forward, I think.
Um, thank you. What about you, comrade? Do you have any
Yes.
suggestions? Okay, but before, I believe I need
Yes.
to translate. I'm sorry. I forgot to
Okay.
translate. Ok,
Oh, okay.
então o que o Kingdom nos sugeriu aqui é fazer um plano de ação, primeiro sobre construção da paz, medidas transversais que possam ser utilizadas nos diversos países. A segundo, uma plataforma para compartilhar as experiências. E terceiro é criar uma frente unida para conversar com diferentes governos. Okay, so comrade Israel, you have the word.
Yes, yes, yes. I will support my brother from Cameroon, the country coordinator of GYP. Really, he has spoken very, very well. I think what we need to do is to come up with an action plan, and a proper one for that matter, and see how it will work in line with all the countries involved. Then we'll see how to really put it in a proper framework, and maybe if need be, we have to collaborate with other international NGOs, and see how we can meet to the needs of these countries. I think that will be in a better position to really carry us along, and really see how we can play our major role in bringing in building peace, and in reducing conflict in these countries also. Thank you so much.
Thank you, comrade Israel. Então, gente, o que ele disse também a respeito das ações transversais, ele acredita que seja necessário colaborar com diferentes ONGs e que essas ações transversais precisam passar pelos diversos países, ou seja, são ações que façam sentido para todos os países envolvidos. Então, só relembrando que hoje nós tivemos Gâmbia, nós tivemos Camarões, nós tivemos Nigéria, e também Libéria. Nós tivemos esses 4 países sendo representados e que já passaram por situações de violência. Eu vou agora agradecer a todos os participantes e nós vamos encerrar a chamada. Okay, so thank you, comrade, thank you, Kingdom, thank you to all those who participated.
Thank you so much.
I almost forgot one thing. I will check online to see if there is any left question.
Okay.
Okay, let's check. No, I don't think there is any question. Yeah, so I think we can end our call here, and I'd like to thank you all, comrade Israel, Kingdom, to all those who are watching us right now, and that's it.
Thank you
Do
so
you
much
guys
for
want
creating
to
the platform.
say something before we can end the call?
Yes, for me, I would like to say something. Really, I'm really happy for this opportunity to speak. One thing I will also say is, let this not be our first or the last. Let's not be the first or the last. Let me put it that way. We can be doing this frequently. in order to sensitize ourselves, in order also to also sensitize others in our various countries. And I think this is a very, very good platform at which we have started, and we started very, very well. I will say this: we should really put all our plans into action, and we should all really have a very, very strong framework for this action also, for it to work. I believe in one thing in life: action speaks louder than voice. We don't just go and we don't just speak and we come out to talk because we feel we're comrades, we must talk. But we should do more than talking, because I think we need to talk and hit to the wall where this government will really understand and see the real need to really sit up and do what is necessary for each and every one of us in the country. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you, Comrade Israel. So what about you, Kingdom?
okay, like my brother said, probably he said almost everything I was thinking about. But one thing I want to add is we don't care if the host country want us to come face to face so that we can sit down together and work out the action plan if it's for 1 week and we see how we can implement it in various countries. We are always open and ready to work. So far, we are talking about peace and how we can reinstate the integrity of our various countries.
That's
It's a
true.
pleasure being part of this platform. And like my brother said, I believe this is not going to be the first and the last we are holding. This should just be a preliminary so we see how we can move forward. Because, like he said, actions speak louder than words. And I am somebody who like working face to face because when you do work face to face, it creates a lot of impact than online. So if we could get down, we sit and we come up with modalities and a plan of action and a framework in the various conflict affected countries in Cameroon. There's a lot of them, even Nigeria. We sit down with an action plan, then we see how we can move and work with international organizations and also our home countries per se. That is going to be a big step forward. Once more, I want to thank you for this opportunity. It was a pleasure sharing ideas with you people, and may you remain blessed and God bless you all.
Ok, então eles agradeceram pela oportunidade e os dois disseram também que eles acham que isso não é algo rápido e que não deve ser algo rápido e que nós devemos continuar o, a desenvolver a questão da paz e a desenvolver os projetos em relação ao que nós falamos aqui e em relação ao plano de ação que eles esboçaram no momento. And also, I'd like to emphasize that we had participants from the Global Youth Parliament and participants from the Future Team, from Future Team Gambia, and Future Team Brazil as well, because I'm from Future Team Brazil. And I believe that each organization here is playing an important role in the youth beauty, and we need to keep discussing and creating these places where we can listen to each other and keep thinking and creating uh, plans, but plans that really get into action. And that's one of the things that both of them said and emphasized very well. So that's what I believe that we should keep building. Então, o que eu disse agora é que nós devemos continuar fazendo esse tipo de conversa para que nós possamos também colaborar e continuar escutando uns aos outros, diversos países, e também que é importante enfatizar que nós tivemos a participação de diversos membros ou diferentes organizações, como Future Team, que é o time do futuro, e o Global Youth Parliament, que é o Parlamento Mundial da Juventude. Então é isso, gente. Nós vamos encerrando por aqui. E eu agradeço a todos aqueles que participaram e a todos aqueles que escutaram essa conversa, que se sucede no contexto do Fórum Social Mundial. Okay, so guys, I was just explaining what I already explained to you in English, and also saying that we are doing this talk and we are doing this call in the context of the World Social Forum, and it's important to emphasize. So that's it, and thank you all. I'm going to end the broadcast right now. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Okay.